Thank you, Madam President. To keep these remarks very brief, I just wanted to give you all an update where we are with the search committee. First point of business was that we were going to be in a point of transition. It was always anticipated that our goal would be to present to you our new OSPA executive director at this conference, and that person would start their duties on or around December 1st, with Ann retiring effective December 31st, giving a month of transition time. But there have been a number of pressing issues that when we were first looking at that alignment in the spring that have really come to the forefront, and as was alluded to in yesterday's speeches, we are going to be retaining Ann's services on a part-time basis, limited to 4 big initiatives where Ann will be serving as a consultant to our association to help shepherd these things through, if not to successful completion, at least for a path that the incoming executive director will be in a good position to see them to closure. One of them is the work with the Ohio Dyslexia Committee. They are developing, a guidance document that's going to direct how students at risk are screened and served through processes, and has already been working with key stakeholders to shepherd that. We're also pursuing state legislative changes in the law that's going to allow for developmental delay age range to be increased up to age 9. That is obviously going to affect everyone's daily practice as well. There is the forms review and revision work group. That is a pretty heavy lift and an extensive project to undertake, and OSPA is going to be a key partner in providing feedback about that. That too will certainly affect all of our daily work. And then exploring the development of Grow Your Own school psychology training model, particularly with regards to our underserved populations in Southeast Ohio. Any one of these would be a massive project in and of itself for our new incoming executive director. So thanks to Ann, she has agreed to stay on for a period of probably 6 to 12 months, and that has been approved by the executive board, that she will retain a role as a consultant to help us with those big lifts. But she continues right up to this point to work and advocate for our profession. We just got word that House Bill 122 has passed, and that adds ODE licensed school psychologists to the telehealth service providers list. It is going over to the Senate. We expect that to be out of committee in a few weeks, and Ann says as of today's date, it looks very good for passing the Senate as well. So thank you, Ann, for your advocacy with that. Just in terms of an update where we are with the search committee, we are happy to say that we can introduce our new OSPA executive director today. At the spring executive board meeting and at the spring conference virtually, it was announced that Ann would be retiring effective the end of the year. President Satcha put together a search committee. She appointed me to chair that committee. Also serving on that committee was Ann Brennan and Emma, our past presidents, Bradley Paramore and Ashley Lockemer, along with our longtime legislative co-chair, Chuck Archer, and Caitlin Lang, who has been acutely involved in many of Ann's legislative formulations in recent years. We put together a timetable in order to get a job posting out there. We got dozens and dozens of highly qualified candidates through our usual association listservs and contacts. We also got many through Indeed.com, and we brought several in for first-round interviews virtually. We advanced a few candidates to second round. We did some paper review of some writing samples that they did in terms of communication. And we are impressed with the integrity and the quality of all the candidates that we received. But it was the unanimous opinion of the search committee and approved by the OSPA executive board last night that going away, our first round draft pick was our current OSPA business manager, Mrs. Rachel Chilton, who I am proud to present to you as your next OSPA executive director. Rachel, come on up.
Thank you, Rob. As Rob said, I'm Rachel Chilton. You may know me from such interactions as the registration table, the other end of the phone line when you call the OSPA office, or the person replying to you when you email OSPA. I have had a wonderful 6 years with OSPA, and I'm so grateful to the executive board for allowing me to take the next steps of my career with this tremendous association. I know you and I will miss Ann as she retires. I was trying to think of a novel way to express what we all must be feeling, but I came up with nothing but cliches. She has big shoes to fill. She's leaving a big hole. She's leaving a void. Either way you spin it, I have a daunting task ahead of me to live up to the legacy that Anne has created. But I know that Anne has left a well-honed path for me to follow, and that I have the guidance of a tremendous group of volunteers on the executive board. It is that executive board that I wish to touch on before I conclude. OSPA is run by a committed group of about 40 volunteers through the elected positions and the appointed committee chairs of the board. These are individuals who are energized by the idea of being a change agent. People who are not content to see their role as mere administrators of tests, but who know they have the power to evoke change through a community of advocates we call the OSPA Executive Board. Does this sound like you? Are you unwilling to sit idly by and hope that others will speak up for you? OSPA's Executive Board is always looking for new contributors. You can seek a position on the board itself, or you can merely join a committee and contribute to the work we are doing. Do you want to help influence state policy? There's a committee for that. Are you a social media maven? There's a committee for that. Are you tech savvy? There's a committee for that. Do you want to make sure these conferences have the content that you need? There's a committee for that. Or do you want to give a voice to your region of the state, or do you see yourself leading the whole body? There's an election for that. Email elections@ospaonline.org to run for your regional seat or president-elect. If you are passionate about your career and your future as a school psychologist, and the future of those colleagues in this room, OSPA wants you. Find me at registration to talk about how you can get involved, or explore our website to find all the committees you can join. Lastly, my new job is to advocate for you. Do not hesitate to contact me and tell me what you need from OSPA. You may email me at rachel@ospaonline.org. OSPA is your professional association and the only professional association for school psychologists in Ohio. Let us be there for you. Thank you.